Hello Army! Welcome back to our channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any latest updates about BTS and Jimin. And don't forget to give this video a like if you agree that Jimin always surprises us with his transformation. Okay, let's dive in. So guys, a few days ago the K-pop world was literally shaken by a statement from Big Hit Music saying that Jimin brings a new perspective to the production process of BTS's comeback album, which is set to release on March 20th, 2026. And you know what? As soon as the statement dropped, social media literally exploded. Twitter trending worldwide, Weverse crashed, Instagram flooded with fan theories. Everyone's asking, what new perspective are they talking about? Where did our old Jimin go? What has changed about him? So in today's video, we're gonna break down Jimin's transformation completely from a musical standpoint, personality, to his spiritual journey. Trust me guys, after watching this video till the end, you'll fall even more in love with Jimin and become even more impatient waiting for BTS's comeback. So stick around. Okay, before we discuss Jimin's current changes, let's flash back to his journey so far. Jimin is no stranger to transformation. Do you guys remember when BTS debuted in 2013? Jimin was still a young dancer who was super shy, who often cried if performances weren't perfect, who was insecure about his vocals. Fast forward to now, he's become one of the most charismatic performers in K-pop worldwide. But guys, the transformation happening now is different. This isn't just about skill or confidence, there's something deeper. Let me take you back to Jimin's 2 solo albums before the hiatus. His first album, Face, released in March 2023, was literally Jimin's personal diary. The song Like Crazy that became #1 on Billboard Hot 100. Do you know the meaning behind that song? It's about the desire to escape from reality, about being afraid to face yourself, about seeking validation in the craziness of a world that's too fast-paced. This album was a snapshot of Jimin struggling with his identity, with public expectations, with the pressure to always be perfect. Then came his second album, Muse, in 2024. Now in this album we started to see Jimin's evolution. If Face was about internal chaos, Muse was about searching for inspiration and meaning. Jimin began to explore bigger existential questions about love, art, and what makes us human. But even in Muse, there was still a sense of searching, still unanswered questions, still restlessness from an artist who hadn't fully found his path. And then, the biggest plot twist in Jimin's life happened. Military service. Guys, the 18 months that Jimin spent in the military until June 2025 wasn't a short time. Imagine, he was separated from the spotlight, from the stage that had become his second home, from the identity as an idol that he'd built for over a decade. No cameras, no fans screaming his name, no external validation. Just him, with himself, in harsh routines and super strict military discipline. And you know what? In that silence, something magical happened. Jimin changed. According to insiders close to the album production, Jimin returned from the military with completely different energy. He's calmer, more grounded, but paradoxically also more passionate about music. If Jimin used to be a perfectionist who was so hard on himself that sometimes it paralyzed his creativity, now he comes with more mature confidence. He knows what he wants. He's not afraid to speak up, and most importantly, he's found peace with imperfection. Guys, let me show you something. Have you seen Jimin's official photos post-military? Did anyone notice his physical changes? His body is leaner but more defined. The lines of his arms and shoulders are sharper. But more than physical changes, there's something in his eyes, the way he carries himself, that shows new maturity. This is no longer Jimin, who's constantly trying to prove himself. This is Jimin who already knows who he is, and is comfortable with that. Now we're getting to the most interesting part. What exactly is this new perspective that Big Hit says Jimin brings to the production process? Based on sources close to the production, Jimin now has a deeper understanding of the balance between individuality and the collective. BTS has always been known as a super cohesive group, right? The chemistry between members is their main strength. But in recent years, each member has also developed strong solo identities. Jimin, with the experience of releasing 2 successful solo albums, now understands how to bring his individual strength without sacrificing group dynamics. In recording sessions that started in July 2025, Jimin reportedly brings an approach that's more collaborative but also more assertive. He's no longer just following directions, but actively contributing in songwriting, arrangement, even in bigger production decisions. One producer who worked with BTS for this album said that Jimin now has a very clear vision about what he wants musically, but is also super open to listen and integrate ideas from other members. And guys, this is what personally excites me. There's a rumor circulating among industry insiders that Jimin wrote a track for this album that's super personal. This track supposedly tells the story of the moment when he almost lost faith in music. This song was allegedly written on the last nights before he entered military service, when the pressure of being a global idol felt so overwhelming. But here's the twist. This song doesn't end on a pessimistic note. Instead, it's an anthem about rediscovery, about finding back the passion that was buried under expectations and exhaustion. Can you imagine? If this rumor is true, this song will be one of the most emotional tracks BTS has ever released. And the fact that it comes from Jimin's personal experience makes it even more powerful. Okay, let's talk about something you might have noticed too. Jimin's interaction with other members has also changed. Do you remember the Weverse Live he did with Jungkook in July 2025? Jimin looked more relaxed and playful, but also more focused when talking about music. He used phrases like, "We can't delay anymore," and "Army has been waiting too long," with conviction that shows a new sense of urgency and responsibility. This is no longer Jimin who's doubtful or overly humble. This is a leader who knows what needs to be done and isn't afraid to lead. Several K-pop music analysts speculate that Jimin's new perspective might bring BTS in a more mature and experimental direction. Think about it. Jimin has explored various genres in his solo projects, from dark synth-pop and like crazy to smooth R&B in several Muse tracks. He has such a wide musical palette to offer. There's a possibility that this BTS album will feature more sonic layers, more complex vocal textures, and more nuanced lyrical narratives, all influenced by Jimin's input. And guys, the timing of Jimin's transformation is so significant. BTS's comeback in 2026 isn't just a regular comeback. This is a comeback after almost 4 years without full group activities, after all members completed military service, after the K-pop industry changed drastically with the emergence of new generations. Expectations from fans and the industry are sky high. In this context, the new perspective that Jimin brings could be the catalyst that makes this album not just meet expectations, but exceed them. There's also an emotional dimension to Jimin's transformation that can't be ignored. In a handwritten letter sent to Army Gold membership, Jimin wrote, "The year we've been waiting for has finally arrived and promised beautiful memories with Army in 2026. These simple words carry such enormous emotional weight. Jimin's always been known as the member who's most emotional and most connected with fans. But now that connection seems to have deepened. He doesn't just want to please fans anymore. He wants to share something real, something meaningful. Let me tell you something that really resonates with me personally. Jimin's transformation also reflects a bigger theme about growth and resilience. In an industry that's notorious for burnout and extreme mental pressure, Jimin has navigated those challenges and emerged not just surviving, but thriving. The new perspective he brings is the result of battles he won against himself, against doubt, against fear of failure. And now he's ready to bring that wisdom into music that will be heard by millions of people worldwide. When Big Hit Music said that Jimin brings a new perspective, they're not just talking about better vocal techniques or more powerful dance moves. They're talking about something far more profound. They're talking about artistic maturity, about knowing yourself, about having the courage to be vulnerable yet strong at the same time. Jimin has evolved from a talented idol into a complete artist, and this evolution will color every aspect of BTS's comeback. What I'm most excited about is how this new perspective of Jimin will be translated in live performances. The world tour that will be announced on January 14th, 2026 will be the first test. With physical changes that are more athletic but still maintaining the fluidity that's a signature, with new confidence, with deeper emotional depth, Jimin's performances are predicted to reach levels we've never seen before. This is no longer about executing choreography perfectly. This is about storytelling, about conveying complex emotions, about creating unforgettable moments. There's one quote from Jimin that I always remember. He once said in an interview, "I want to be an artist who can touch people's hearts, not just entertain them." And guys, with everything he's been through, with the transformation he's undergone, I think now he's more equipped than ever to fulfill that dream. Think about it. Military service stripped away all external validations. No stage, no fans, no idol persona. Just ParkJimin, the human being, facing himself in the mirror every day. And what emerged from that experience was someone who's more authentic, more grounded, more connected to his true artistic voice. That's the new perspective. That's what changed in him. Some fans might worry, is Jimin still the same person we fell in love with? And the answer is yes and no. Yes, because his core values, his kindness, dedication, love for ARMY, that never changed. No, because he's evolved. He's grown. He's become more of himself, not less. And that's beautiful. Industry experts are also noting that Jimin's transformation could set a new standard for how idols approach their careers post-military service. Instead of just coming back and trying to recapture past glory, Jimin is redefining what it means to be a mature artist in K-pop. He's showing that you can maintain commercial appeal while also deepening your artistic integrity. Let's also talk about the impact of this for BTS as a group. Each member came back from military with their own transformations, their own growth. But according to insiders, Jimin's transformation is particularly striking because it affects how the group collaborates. His willingness to be more vocal, more assertive, while also being more collaborative, creates a dynamic that allows for deeper artistic exploration. It pushes other members to also bring their A game, their most authentic selves. There's also an interesting business angle. BTS has come back with this renewed energy, with mature perspectives from all members, especially Jimin, positions them to dominate not just K-pop but the global music scene in a completely new way. They're not competing with fourth-gen groups, they're operating on a different level entirely. And Jimin's artistic evolution is a crucial part of that positioning. I personally think that what we're witnessing with Jimin is a case study in how to navigate fame, pressure, and personal growth successfully. In an era where so many young artists burn out or lose themselves, Jimin found a way to go through the fire and emerge stronger, clearer, and more purposeful. Guys, as we approach the comeback date of March 20th, 2026, and the tour announcement on January 14th, excitement is building to unprecedented levels. And so much of that excitement is fueled by curiosity about what Jimin and other members will bring. The new perspective Jimin, that big hit mentioned, isn't just marketing talk. It's a real transformation that fans will feel in the music, in performances, in every interaction. Before we wrap up, let me say this. Jimin's journey from a struggling perfectionist to a confident yet humble artist is inspiring for anyone, not just K-pop fans. It teaches us that growth often happens in quiet moments, in challenges, in times when we're stripped of our usual identities and forced to face ourselves. And what comes out of that process, if we're brave enough to truly engage with it, is something more authentic, more powerful, more beautiful. So when you listen to BTS's comeback album later, pay attention to Jimin's parts. Listen for the nuances in his vocals, the maturity in his delivery, the depth in his emotional expression. You'll hear the journey, you'll hear the transformation, you'll hear the new perspective that big hit talked about, and I guarantee it will give you chills. Okay, ARMY, that's it for today's video. What do you think about Jimin's transformation? Are you excited about the new perspective he brings? What do you hope to hear from him in the comeback album? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with fellow ARMY. Hit that notification bell so you're first to know when we drop more BTS content. Oh, and one more thing. If you want deeper analysis about each BTS member's contribution to the comeback album, let me know in the comments, and we'll make dedicated videos for that. Stay tuned for more updates as we get closer to the comeback date. See you in the next video. Borahi ARMY.